feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding from the words I spit. So sharp, so freezing, so cold. Behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in.
We got ourselves a rematch. What's going on, Rangers fans? Welcome to yet another edition of From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast presented by DraftKings. I'm Jimmy Fanizzi. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure you follow us on X and Instagram at BlueSeats94 and use the hashtag BlueSeats to chat with us on any and all topics at hand. Also, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on all audio platforms, and be sure to rate us 5 stars. It would mean the world to us. Before we even get into our Stanley Cup Final preview and our picks, I just want to take a few minutes here because I'm feeling truly grateful. I really, really am. This is my second year, going into my third year, covering the New York Rangers on the Hockey Podcast Network, and to get the honor that I did this past weekend is something that I am not taking for granted. I'm sorry that I never got to announce this on all audio platforms. If you're watching on YouTube, you saw my YouTube short about it. If you follow us on socials, you saw it there. But I could not get the chance to post the announcement on all audio platforms. By the time I wanted to, life kept getting in the way once again. So I am extremely sorry that I never got to share this on here. But I had the opportunity to attend a meet and greet with the one and only Sam Rosen at the Woodbridge Brewing Company in Woodbridge, New Jersey this past Sunday, June 1st. And my God, I'm still on cloud nine, man. I mean, Sam Rosen is a legend. There's nothing really more that you can say. I got tickets for my birthday, and I went with a couple good friends of mine who are also Ranger fans. And we got there literally 3 hours before the meet and greet even started because we wanted to be parking because, well, it was going to be crazy there. Little did we know, and I actually found this out when we got there, that Chris Kreider and Jonathan Quick were also doing a meet and greet right before Sam was. So it was still a zoo, and we had trouble finding parking anyway, so it's a good thing we got there when we did, because there were like only 2 spaces open when we got there. It was insane. But Kreider and Quick were there. You know, we got a quick glimpse of them. They were cool guys. They were really, really cool. But we were literally sitting in the bar having a drink. Yeah, me drinking is uncharacteristic, I know. I had a twisted tea. I can't really hold down alcohol that well, so I just had something light like a twisted tea. But anyway, I digress. We were just sitting at the bar, chatting it up with a bunch of Ranger fans. And by the way, to the Ranger fans that I did meet there, and I met a bunch of them, all of you were awesome to chat with. So thank you very much for taking time out of your day to not only chat with me, but to check out this show. It really means a lot to me. So you Ranger fans are awesome, and I thank you very much to everyone who I met. But anyway, we're sitting at the bar chatting it up, and out of the blue, Sam Rosen just casually walks in, going up the stairs, getting ready to do the meet and greet. Everybody's losing their minds, and Sam Rosen's waving to the fans like he always does, blows a couple of kisses, and he mouths, and I quote, "I love you, thank you," which is literally the same thing that he has been saying all of last season during his retirement tour, and it really just goes to show you that Sam Rosen, and me and my friends can personally vouch for this if you have never met Sam Rosen before. Sam Rosen is one of the kindest and one of the most genuine human beings that I've ever met in my life. What you see is exactly what you get. He's humble. He is extremely humble. He takes time to chat with fans. And apparently, according to management at the Woodbridge Brewing Company, he was chatting it up for quite a while with a few fans that they had to cut the time off because They wanted everybody to get a chance to talk with him. So, look, good on management. I commend them. The amount of time that they have to spend and the amount of energy that they put into these meet and greets at Woodbridge Brewing Company really is something to behold. So I commend the staff at Woodbridge Brewing Company. You guys did an outstanding job managing everything precisely. So good job on you guys. And thank you for hosting such an awesome event. It was amazing. But once we got up to the front of the line, that's when more of the nerves started to kick in for me personally. Because I've said it before and I'll say it again. Sam Rosen is one of my idols. I grew up listening to him. I want to be a broadcaster because of him. He's the reason why I started this show From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. And I told him that personally. I told him right to his face that I started this show because of him. I actually made business cards for my show and I handed one to him. And he took a good long look at it and he actually told me that he will check it out. So, Sam Rosen, if you are somehow listening to or watching this, I just want to personally thank you for taking time out of your day to do such an amazing event like this, for chatting it up with every single Ranger fan that you've met. And for me personally, and for my friends absolutely love you, and they were absolutely starstruck after we left. But for me personally, you mean a lot to me in my pursuit of a broadcasting career. I know I said this to you the other day, but I'm going to say it to you again. I started the show because of you, and I really, really hope to make it big one day like you. So, Sam, again, if you are listening or watching, just thank you for everything that you've done for the New York Rangers. It will not be the same without you for the 25-26 season. We know you'll still be around the Garden, but it will not be the same in the booth. Again, I love Kenny Albert. I think Kenny Albert is going to do fantastic. But not having Sam and Joe for the future it's going to be weird, man. It's going to be really, really weird. But Sam Rosen, again, just thank you for taking time out of your day to not only chat with me and my friends, but to every single Ranger fan who was there. It just shows you what a genuine human being you are. And I really hope you do more of these in the future. And if he does, and you get a chance to see him in your area, go to it. It just might be a once in a lifetime experience that who knows if it'll ever happen again. So if you get a chance to meet Sam Rosen in the future, if he ever does more meet and greets like this, go. You will not regret it. My friends and I didn't, and you're not going to either. So thank you once again to Woodbridge Brewing Company for putting on an awesome event. Thank you to the Ranger fans who I met for being so kind and awesome to me and my friends, for treating us like family. Woodbridge Brewing Company treated us like family as well. They were awesome there. And again, thank you to Sam Rosen for everything. And we wish you all the best in retirement. You absolutely deserve the best. Truly just a legend. So thank you, Sam, for everything. And we will miss you dearly. Coming up next, a big announcement for the future of the show. Don't worry, it's good news. And we will have our Stanley Cup Final preview and our picks. But first, a quick word from our sponsors. The fastest game on ice just hit another gear. Welcome to the Stanley Cup Playoffs, where legends are made and every shift could turn the tide. And now with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL, you can take every slap shot, breakaway, and overtime thriller to the next level. Are you new to betting on the Stanley Cup Playoffs? You're in for an exciting time. Getting started is a breeze. Fire up the DraftKings Sportsbook app, pick your team to win, lock in your wager, and you're off to the races. It's fast, simple, and puts you right in the middle of the action. Now, I'm looking at some odds for the Stanley Cup Final between the Panthers and the Oilers. I'm looking at most shots on goal for the series. I'm looking at Connor McDavid at plus 225. That might be something I'd go after, but that's just me. What you want to bet on is up to you. And here's the kicker. New customers who bet just $5 will score $300 in bonus bets if their wager hits. That's right. Turn $5 into a playoff payout. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code THPN. That's promo code THPN to unlock $300 in bonus bets when your $5 bet wins. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPENY or text HOPENY at 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
Copyright 2025 NHL. All right, we are back, and before we get into our Stanley Cup Final preview and our picks, big announcement coming up for the future of our show. We will be taking fan questions and comments, not just on social media anymore, but we have launched an email account. That is right. I got some inspiration to do this from Jeffrey Krentzman, regular contributor to the show. He hosts Mind Your Pucking Business, and go subscribe to those guys, by the way. That's Mind Your Pucking Business, not what you think, but I digress there. I got some inspiration from him. It's something I've been wanting to do for a long, long time, and now we are finally launching our very own email account so you can submit questions to us via email or any comments that you have about the show. Yes, even if it's hate comments, we can take it. But no, any questions, comments, constructive criticism, and even some hate, we will read all of it in a future segment that we will do going into the latter half of Season 2 and going into Season 3. Yes, we will be back for Season 3. That's other big news right there. So, going forward for the next episode, if you have any questions, comments, constructive criticism, or even hate, email us at fromtheblueseats@gmail.com. That's fromtheblueseats@gmail.com. Submit any questions, comments, constructive criticism, or hate that you may have, and we will try to get to every single one of them. This would not be possible without your support, so we thank you very, very much, and we're very excited for this new chapter of the show. With all that being said, it is time for the moment we've all been waiting for, the Stanley Cup Finals. And ladies and gentlemen, we got ourselves a rematch. The Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, round 2. Now, first of all, how did each team get here? Well, let's take a little bit of a rewind here. Let's start with Florida first. Florida, in the first round, played the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I picked the Florida Panthers to win that series in 5, and they ended up winning the series in 5. I didn't trust Tampa Bay that much, especially their goaltending. I know Vasilevsky has been great in the playoffs. For some reason, Florida just overwhelmed them too much. Florida took care of business there in 5. In the second round, they played the Toronto Maple Leafs. I also picked the Panthers in 5 in that one. They made it a lot closer, meaning Toronto made it a lot closer than I thought. Panthers won that series in 7, but hey, I will give Toronto credit. Toronto definitely has a lot more talent than I anticipated, even though Austin Matthews was relatively pedestrian in these playoffs. William Nylander, normally the playoff performer for Toronto, he was quiet. Mitch Marner was doing his thing, even though I still think he can be a bit of a crybaby, but that's just me. But anyway, I digress. Toronto, talent-wise, is definitely right up there with Florida, so I will give them credit. They definitely made that series a lot closer than I anticipated, but even still, the Panthers took care of business in 7, and then they would go on to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they would absolutely demolish the Carolina Hurricanes in 5. That's something, in all seriousness, no disrespect to the Canes. I know they're a division rival with the Rangers, and I'm sorry to everybody at the Surgecast and the Caniac Sessions. I'm friends with both of those shows. They're really, really good people, but my God, I mean, Carolina just had no answer for Florida. I mean, I thought they were going to get swept, personally. I mean, that's how lackluster they looked. Their power play was atrocious. They had no answers defensively. Freddie Anderson looked lost. Kachekov looked lost. This is why I didn't trust Carolina's goaltending, but that's another story. Look, I'll give Carolina credit for winning that game 4. They needed that, but Florida was just way too much of a problem. I picked Florida initially in 7 games, but it ended up being 5 games, which is something I was not expecting at all. And look, Florida's just been powering through everybody, other than Toronto that made them sweat a little bit. But one particular player on Florida really is standing out to me. And he's going to be my big X factor going into these finals. And that's Brad Marchand. Now, why do I say Brad Marchand? Because, A, when he initially got traded to the Florida Panthers, he was hurt. So he missed a significant amount. I think he missed, a month or so before he made his Panthers debut by the time he was traded. And we know how Brad Marchand was in the playoffs with the Bruins. But a lot of people thought that he had lost a step because he was hurt, he's getting older, all that stuff. But Brad Marchand has been an absolute difference maker for the Panthers in these playoffs. He has turned on another gear that I feel like a lot of people have missed. Brad Marchand can still be an absolute demon when it comes to postseason hockey, and he is once again proving everybody wrong. And if he goes out there and wins another Stanley Cup, he will definitely shut a lot more haters up. So Brad Marchand putting on a whole new different style of play. Good for him. I still hate his guts personally from his days with the Bruins. That's just me. But I will give him credit. He is definitely playing a lot better than I anticipated, and I expect him to keep it up in the series against Edmonton. And speaking of the Oilers, yeah, where do I begin with them? First of all, let me just say that going into these playoffs, I personally thought the Edmonton Oilers didn't have any identity other than Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. The first series against the Kings, I picked the Kings in 6. That ended up biting me in the ass. Second round series, I picked Vegas in 6 against Edmonton. That also ended up biting me in the ass. And in the Western Conference Finals, I picked Dallas in 6 over Edmonton. And once again, it ended up biting me in the ass. I have picked against the Edmonton Oilers the entire postseason. And every single time, they have continued to make me look foolish. And hey, look, I will give Edmonton their flowers. Other than Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, because I knew they were going to do their thing. The Edmonton Oilers definitely have a lot more depth than I anticipated. Evander Kane has surprisingly been very, very good. I know they just lost Zach Hyman for the rest of the year, which is going to be a big loss for them, in my personal opinion. But you're getting performances from guys who really have not contributed all that much in years past. I mean, guys like Evander Kane, like I said earlier, and Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, who has 18 points so far this postseason. You have guys that are really, really stepping up to help out McDavid and Draisaitl, which is something that I've been looking for with the Oilers for quite a while, and they are finally doing it. This is the Oilers' second straight Cup final appearance, and they will try to win the Stanley Cup for the first time since 1990. And for Florida, they will look to repeat as Cup champions. Now, it's important to note that Florida swept the regular season series with the Edmonton Oilers 2-0. So that's something new key in there. But Edmonton has home ice advantage in the Stanley Cup Final. So that's another big factor right there if Edmonton can take advantage of that. But with that being said, I think this series has 7 games written all over it. You know, I'll give Edmonton a lot more credit than that. They're not going down that easily, and they kept proving it to me throughout the entire postseason. They're not going down without a fight. So I have this series going 7, but I've been on the Florida Panthers repeat bandwagon since the beginning of the season, and I stand by that. So give me the Florida Panthers to repeat as Stanley Cup champions. They will do it in 7. If they do it in 6, it wouldn't surprise me. But also, I gotta be honest, with the way Edmonton's been playing and the way they've made me look foolish, I wouldn't be surprised if the Oilers won the series. I really wouldn't. I still have the Panthers in 7, but if the Oilers win, I won't be surprised at all. Considering the way that they have made me look foolish the entire postseason, I wouldn't be surprised. But again, give me the Florida Panthers in 7. I think the Panthers are just different. They're better than they were last year, and they are on a mission to bring the cup back to Florida for a second straight year. This is Florida's third straight Stanley Cup Final appearance. They will try to win their second Stanley Cup in the last 3 years, and I think they will do it in 7. But let's say who do you think wins the Stanley Cup Final? Let us know in the comments down below if you're watching on YouTube, or let us know on all social media at BlueSeats94. Use hashtag BlueSeats, and also make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube and subscribe on all audio platforms on Apple, Spotify, YouTube Music, or wherever you listen to your podcasts, and rate us 5 stars. And follow us on social media, like I said, at BlueSeats94. And like I said before, submit your fan questions, comments, constructive criticism, or even hate to our brand new email address, fromtheblueseats@gmail.com, and we will get to as many as we can, and the segment will debut in the next episode. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be fun as heck, and I cannot wait. It is sad that the hockey season is almost over, so let us enjoy the Stanley Cup Final, because I got a feeling this is going to be a long series. Panthers in 7. Let's freaking get it. I'm Jimmy Fanizzi. This is From the Blue Seats, a New York Rangers podcast. Go Blue Shirts, and I'll catch you next time. Peace!